Ah, I feel lazy today. Good thing it's Saturday. Although I felt like dressing a little nice for this morning. Nicer than I normally do. Oh. Anyway, my low would be, uh, well, earlier in the day there was something I went to the store to go get, but they didn't have it, so I couldn't get it. Oh well, it wasn't really that important anyway. Plus, I went to another store and it wasn't quite what I was looking for, but I still wound up getting it anyway. So it's a nice little trade off. I'll have to work my way around it later, I suppose. My high was I did get to see my folks yesterday, and it was a very nice evening. We ordered a garlic pizza from Picnic Pizza with medium wings, which was very, very good. Picnic Pizza never really disappoints. I mean, I still think that to this day, it's probably the pizza place I've eaten at the most in my entire life. I mean, you have a few other contenders out there: Anelio's, Rico's, Pudgy's, Vincenzo's. That Atlas definitely more than a few times. So yeah, I'd say. Then again, I'm not really that picky with pizza. Well, usually I'm not. I mean, I do gotta reiterate: pineapple is only good on pizza if you roast it before putting on your pizza. That's the thing. People just put pineapple on pizza, and that's wrong. You gotta roast the pineapple first, then put it on your pizza. Oh, and you also gotta have smoked meat, some kind of like smoked meat with it, like ham or bacon or something. It's true. Andrew Zimmern says so, and I like Andrew Zimmern. I've really been watching him a lot lately on the internet. He's just a really cool guy. He's fun. Seriously, he's been through a lot in his life. I believe he's got pushing 30 years of sobriety. He was an alcoholic and a drug addict, so like almost 30 years of sobriety. So that's pretty cool. Right. Anyway, my act of kindness was. Oh, what was my act of kindness? Holy crap! I forgot. I can say crap on this. I can say crap things. I don't mind saying that. I mean, there was a long time where like I said that word and then like I was terrified because apparently it was swearing, but then I realized it wasn't swearing. So I say, I'm not trying to say that word here, obviously. Anyway, where was I? Actually, I would say my act of kindness was, well, for one thing, helping set the table for dinner. Get drinks for my mom, myself, and my father. Here's the thing. There's actually, I have a stash of these special like flavored waters at their place, and I have it, and I get my mom a Coke Zero, right? Because she drinks Coke Zero, and I think that's what she's gonna drink. Apparently, she put it away, and she got a drink that looks exactly like mine. Like, I thought, oh right, she had her own, so there you go. Yeah, I don't know. It was a very nice evening. My mom did have to go to Lowe's because she's looking for a gift for my father. Not for Father's Day, just because. Well, I don't think anyone's really gonna reveal this, but my mom wants to get my dad a push mower because at their house there's like a ditch, and my father actually drives a tractor, by the way. He drives like a lawnmower tractor type thing. But there's like a ditch at our place, and my mother's worried like at some point my father's like gonna tip over like when trying to get the grass in the ditch. And so that's why, get the push mower. Which makes sense. I actually kind of always have wondered how my father was able to do what he was doing with the push mower. I mean, some parts of that ditch he's not able to get because it's so incredibly, steep. And, it's deep enough where in one wrong instance and that entire tractor could tip over with him on it, which would not be a very pretty sight. So, yeah, it was nice hanging out with my folks yesterday. I'll be seeing you a little bit later today too. That'll be nice. Can't wait to do that. But anyway, I have a class in session video today, so let's get started. Good morning, happy Saturday, everybody. It is Saturday. I have a class in session video, and you know what? Up until about several hours ago, I really wasn't sure what class I was going to talk about today, because I still have to do gym, I still have to do health class, I still have to do choir, and there's one I'm actually saving for the very, very end. But there's one more that I did allude to that I forgot I took, and that is art. So, how do I get that one out of the way, shall I? So, art. I mean, I could go an entire spiel about how all art is subjective and beautiful in its own way. Just because someone doesn't think it looks pretty doesn't mean other people won't think it's pretty either. You know, it really is all a matter of opinion interpretation. That is it. And, you know, now keep in mind, I'm not really that fussy. You know, I never really thought in a million years like any sort of art you see in like a museum or even in someone's house that they have like a portrait of something. Like, I just see it as like a really nice photograph or, you know, painting or some of that. Like, there are some crazy people out there, crazy smart, I mean, not like mentally crazy. Like, these are legit like experts who can somehow like find the deeper meaning in what the artist was saying, which you got me, man. That's going completely over my head. But that's really not what this class is about. I just wanted to put that out there. I mean, again, if someone like drew me a picture of something, I mean, yeah, you drew me a picture. That's awesome. Thank you very much. And, you know, if they'd be saying the same thing if I did something for them. I mean, I have no intention of drawing a picture. Partly because all I have in my apartment right now is like a couple of pens and maybe a pencil. I don't even have any crayons. Actually, do I even have a Sharpie either? Man. I mean, not that I would use that for drawing, but just like, you know, writing stuff down, you know? Maybe. I'm running out of stuff. I don't have anything to write down with, so I would like to write it down, but I don't have anything to write down with, so I can't write it down. Oh, well, I can always type in my computer and or send like a message and write a list, I guess, or send me a text or something. Then again, I have a notes app on my phone. Right, I'm getting sidetracked. This is art class. Well, what do you do in art class? Well, it's pretty simple. You know, you have several art projects throughout the semester. You know, you do them to the best of your ability, and you know, you get a grade based on how well you did. And honestly, I think I got like somewhere between like 88 and 90. I think I had like maybe an 89 average in that class or something. I mean, again, I never really cared that much about my future like I should have. Nor, let's be honest, I didn't really think art was that important anyway. But I did try and put effort into stuff that I did. Absolutely. Not to mention some of the art projects were pretty fun to do. I mean, there was one where like, you had to take a photo of your face. We were taking selfies before selfies were called selfies. And like, you sort of like draw a grid on the photograph of your face. And then you have like a sheet of paper, you draw that same grid and following the contour lines of that sort of that grid, you know, you gotta draw in where your face is. It was actually, it gives you some perspective just how much detail you gotta put into stuff. That was really cool. There was one project where we did that involved like shading and tinting. You know, sort of like using white and black as a means to, you know, for like or lighten or darken a painting that you're doing. Like, I think it was like oil paints or something. I forget what that was. There was one where, yeah, we had to make our own sort of clay bowls and pots. Before anyone says anything, no, we didn't have access to that whole like spinning wheel thing where someone could just easily make the whole go. So like, oh my no, no, we didn't do that. Like you pretty much had to fold and knead the clay by hand and sort of mash to the best of your ability, put it in a kiln, and there you go. That's what it was. Or actually, I think we had to do like a little more detail. Like we had to make like a little diagram with it or something. I honestly forget. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, honestly, this was really more of a laid back class where you get to work on art projects. It's fun. You get to work with pretty colors and painting and clay. It really can be fun. I mean, there really wasn't any homework involved or anything. And literally every time you walked in, the entire room smelled like paint and clay and that stuff. So you knew you were in art class for sure. Yeah, it really was a really really nice sort of laid back sort of course. Sorry, I can't really go into that much detail about it because up until a few weeks ago, I completely forgot I took this class, but I did. I mean, yeah, I could have maybe taken an attorney probably too, or Spanish for that matter, like I talked about a week ago. But honestly, like my schedule, I already had enough classes as it was. I don't think my schedule could fit anymore. I mean, I wasn't told I had to take Spanish. I wasn't told I had to take art. So, yeah, after that one semester at Horseheads, which was, I believe, my spring semester of sophomore year, that was the final art class I legit ever had. Really. Like, I haven't, maybe in college we did a little bit of work like that, I guess. And maybe it was Theater 101 or Theater Production. Maybe. I can't remember at all. All I know is, this was a pretty decent class. But one thing I do have to say about, the teacher, and it may be a little early to talk about this, just seeing as how we're still in May, and what I'm about to talk about really relegates more toward the month of June. But with Pride Month coming up very soon, and actually, FX just released their new show Pride, which is exactly what it sounds. It's for people of the LGBTQIA community. I think it's best to talk about my art class here because my art teacher was the head of what is known as the Gay Straight Alliance at Horseheads, and it's exactly what you would think it is. You have. I really don't know what it is, but I presume it's a few straight people and a few gay, lesbian, bi, whatever part of that community you are, just hang out and talk, I guess. I really have no idea what goes on. Maybe you talk about issues, maybe, or something. I really don't know what goes on. I do know that, because keep in mind, I grew up in a time in high school where teenagers are rowdy and we all say stupid stuff, even when we clearly don't mean it. So naturally, the phrase, that's gay, or you're gay, that was thrown around a lot. And I will admit, in my youth, I was most definitely guilty of this too. But I like to think I came pretty far away from that. I like to think I'm in a much better place, trust me. Anyway, my point is, if nothing else, at least for the month of June, when we're celebrating Pride Month, don't be a hater, please. I mean, not to the LGBTQIA community. Okay, that's getting really kind of cumbersome to say. I'll just say that community. Not just that community, but, African Americans, Asians, Latinos, everyone. Don't be a hater. It's 2021. I think we can stand to grow up a little bit. I'm pretty sure world issues, Even issues in our own country are a little more pressing than your overall opinion of a certain person or a certain group of people. That's all I'm saying. I mean, if you really do have those strong feelings, keep them to yourself. No one wants to hear them. I certainly don't. And I don't fall under any of that stuff. I'm just your typical straight white guy. But, I'll support the LGBTQIA community if I have to. Absolutely. Honestly, the only reason why I've said this before, the only reason why I'm not an activist is because, simply put, I don't know how to be one. Like, maybe someone give me, pointers or something or whatever. I don't know. Then again, the part of it sounds like it's a lot of work, and again, I'm lazy. I'll just be like the big, gullible sidekick, I guess. I don't know. Wow, this actually got kind of deep, didn't it? Huh. Well, this was a pretty good Saturday after all. Gonna see my folks later today, and gonna see my nephews. Who knows? Actually, I really do gotta give a shout out to my brother who graduates with his master's this weekend in business. Very exciting. And honestly, my parents and I were talking last night over dinner. Because of the pandemic, normally my brother would have had to travel to and from Philadelphia every weekend just to get his schooling done. But because of the pandemic, he couldn't really do that, so he had to do all of his schooling and learning and testing online. Meaning he had to stay home. Meaning he was able to take care of his children throughout that whole time. In a way, in a very kind of silly way, yet very important way too, the pandemic wound up being kind of a blessing in disguise for him. I don't know. Don't get me wrong, the pandemic was still horrible for everyone, including myself, and while I'm sure I could probably find some shining lights throughout, I think we can all agree we want this to be over. And we're getting close to it, so that's always nice. Like, favorite, share, the subscribe button, follow me on social platforms, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm very hoping this video for all of you guys who are watching Door for today. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Remember, you guys want to talk channel, we'll be here to lend you. Always have your back. Take care and make good choices. Have a nice day.